Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different type of video. So as I've told you guys a little bit in my previous videos, I have a small apartment and so I don't have a yarn room. One day, that's a dream, I will have a yarn room. But right now I have what used to be a dining area, but we don't have a dinner table. So what we do instead is set up some computer desks, and I converted it into my crafting work area, my workstation. But it is definitely in need of a lot of refining and is very much like a work in progress. So I thought I would work on getting it arranged a little nicer today and putting in a new secondhand shelf that I have to add to it. And I thought I would take you guys along while I figure out how to make it look a little bit better. So I will flip you guys around and give you kind of a tour of what we're working with right now. I actually decided I would start in the living room and give you a little bit of a tour. Not like a full-blown tour, but you know, a little bit. So first you can see Mario plushie in its resting place. And you can also see the mandala blanket where it currently rests. The dogs and the cat like to sit up there and look out the window on it, so they quite like that. And then I have my little live, love, bark thing, and where we hang our keys, incense station, and wax melt warmer, and then my Animal Crossing and a little bit of my Pokemon stuff. And then right when you come in the door, this is the first things that you see. Which is Star Wars stuff and video game related stuff. You might notice some popsicle koozies, including the prototype, which is facing the wrong direction, but you get the idea. That's the prototype, the first one I made, so it's got some modifications on that pattern. And then you might actually recognize these because they're in the background of my videos a lot. I noticed, or I had some people saying that they noticed, or their kids noticed, the Mega Man stuff. So here is the Mega Man shelf. Last little bit of the tour will be here, which is, that is the area that I'm going to be doing with you today, my little crafty area. But before you go in there, I can show you my hubby's Warhammer stuff that I've talked about as his big major focus in hobbies lately. Don't want to take up too much of your time with this stuff since it's not yarny related, but oh yeah, here is the Space Marine that I crocheted him. So actually it is yarny related. There you go. But I thought you guys might be interested in seeing some of this stuff. And here is my drink station, which I had in the beginning of my video the other day. Oh yeah, and then his dice cup I made him, and we added some felt detailing to that. Now you get like a little bit of an orientation of where it is that I'm sitting. So this is the living room that I'm in. There's the Warhammer stuff to the right, and to the left is the gaming and TV area. And here is where I do my videos. I sit right here. Okay, so to show you what we're working with, this is the new secondhand shelf that I'm adding. I'm thinking I'm going to add it up there. This desk is two-tiered, just like my one over there is, where you can see it a little bit better, that there's like a second tier up there. So I'm thinking I'll put that little shelf on the second tier. So what I've got over here right now is those are little like yarn holder things that you can crochet out of. They're really nice. Those were actually from my grandmother-in-law that I mentioned in my video the other day. When she passed away, I inherited those. And then I've got some wall shelves, which have like fairy and gnome related stuff on them right now. And then I just have some like little things that I collect, like bears and crystals, and this is something I made, actually, this little fairy jar, and it actually has a light in it, like little fairy lights that you can turn on, and it's behind the fairy, so it like makes it look like a silhouette. And I also made this. I got into like a little kick of doing like little Nomi fairy terrariums. So I have that one also. Some of my crystals, some gnomes. There's stuff in front of me, so I can't really...
I made a beach one, but it didn't survive the move.
Yeah, he made a beach terrarium, but, you know, sand and stuff doesn't survive moves very well. Actually, the other one that I made, a really big one, is up here. It's very high up. I'm holding my phone far above my head. So hopefully you can kind of see what I'm trying to show you. Oh, and I have this really cool mushroom thing I got at a thrift store. Isn't that so cool? And then back over to the yarn area, computer area, crafty workstation area. This is kind of like my little Nova Gnome corner, but I'm kind of working on expanding it across to this whole area. But I have this super cool mushroom, like house wreath that I got at Joann's. I love that thing so much. I don't really change the calendar date, as you can tell by it saying May 10th on that. But yeah, this is what I am working with. So let's see what we can get up to. Okay, I got a coffee and I'm having it in this house memories are made adorable little gnome mug. And I'm going to tackle this area. So since I'm putting this new shelf up there, I think the first step is going to be clearing off most of the stuff up there. So pretend I'm snapping my fingers and poofing this clean. Poof. Okay, so I'm partway done clearing this off, but I realized in order to clear this off, it made sense for me to organize some of my tins because they were sort of becoming catch-alls. So I thought I would show you guys my tins and kind of what I got going on. So last year at the Dollar Tree, they had these cute gnome tins. So I got them for organizing craft stuff in. And then I also have one of those butter cookie tins, which I literally was like, I need this for sewing supplies because it's like the stereotypical sewing supplies tin. So that's where I have my meager collection of sewing supplies. But this one I am making into a button container. So in my button container, I've got, there's some butterfly ones mixed in here, but I've also got these wooden ones. And I used one of these on my mushroom bag, and it was so cute. And then the rest of them, the butterflies are actually separated out. Just a few ended up in there. And they're right on top. There's actually not that many in there compared to the round ones. And then I've got tiny ones and then like in between size, like a smaller than those ones. And then those pink sparkly ones that I got in the Hobby Lobby clearance that I used one on my mug cozy. I'm going to put those in here, which are currently just sitting in here because I have a bad habit of just tossing my craft supplies that I get or use back in the wrong spot. So I'm kind of trying to organize things, but I thought I would show you sort of what I've got going on. So I've got googly eyes, and then when I did my little eye tutorial, I put them in here because I haven't used those. And then I got felt circles that I bought. I bought like some different felt shapes at one point off of Amazon or Etsy. Just because it's really hard to cut out the shape I want with I almost said with a pen, with scissors. So I've got felt shapes, and then I've got little pieces my sister helped me with, cricketing eyes. So I've got some adorable felt eyes. So I'm gonna try to like kind of organize things a bit. Like I have these that are empty, and I kept them in case I ever like wanted them to organize something, but I probably don't need them in here. That's probably just me being hoardery. But I bought this. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but I actually have a pattern I want to use this for. And it is a, I think it's a pet brush technically. Yeah, wags and wiggles. But it's going to be to brush the yarn with to make it fuzzy. So that'll be something cool that I need to do soon. But yeah, so I'm just working on organizing things in here. I've got some like different little pieces for eyes. Those are like irises, and I've got pupils over here. So I need to figure out how I want to do all of that. And then this one I just emptied. Well, it's got some looming accessories in here. So I need to figure out how I want to do things. But I also did remember, because I was replacing the wax melt in this wax warmer, I meant to show you guys this scent from Hobby Lobby. You guys remember how I was talking about making my husband that blanket, and I was calling it, or we were calling it like his old man blanket, and how we had this chair that was from like the 70s that we absolutely loved, and that it had like, you know, one of those like brown plaid kind of patterns to it, and it was like a woven type of style chair, like wool or something. Well, we called it our old man chair. And when we saw this scent at Hobby Lobby, we were like, Grandpa's chair. Like, that is just so funny. This smells absolutely fantastic if you use wax melts, by the way. As does this one. These are my 2 cents for over here. This maple and cream latte and that one, they both smell fantastic. But anyway, I just thought I would show you that because I thought that was funny. But I'm going to work on organizing these, and then I will come back and we can start figuring out where we want to put stuff over here, with the new to me shelf I'm adding. Okay, so I got my bins organized, and what I went with was, this is still my sewing container. It's that butter cookie container, but I also put my darning needles in here and a hook for a loom. So that one is all set. And then my plastic bin, which is my biggest one, is all for felt and eye related things. Not safety eyes, because I have shelves that I have those on, but I've got, you know, my googly eyes and my crocheted eyes, all the stuff for my felt eyes, and then just felt like shapes and stuff in general. And then I made one of my gnome bins into my ribbon, and then my one stamp, because I only have one stamp, so I don't really need a place for stamps. But I actually had a couple of different ribbons, and then the ones I got in the Hobby Lobby clearance. And then my other gnome bin I made into a tin for buttons. So these are all set, and this one has a little flippy lid, so these sticking out a little bit doesn't matter because it's got like a expanded top. Alright, so this is with the new shelf in its position. I've mostly cleared things off. These are just kind of sitting here, and I'm going to start figuring out where I want things put. You may notice I changed that shelf already. Those were over here on this desk, and I put those up there and just kind of distributed the few fairy things that were on those shelves on that shelf onto the other ones. But I'm going to do a little bit of messing around, and I'll come back and show you what I've figured out. Alright, and here is the finished look. I think I got everything how I want it. So I moved the wax warmer over onto this shelf and kind of cleared off that a little bit so that it had room. So here is that little mini fridge that I had mentioned in my video the other day, that we got, and it doesn't really keep drinks cool, so it became a little yarn vault. And when I'm working on a project and I need to run and do something, I'll put the yarn in there so my cat doesn't steal it. So I cleared off a lot of the desk space and moved some things around and got rid of some stuff that shouldn't have been over here. I've got this new shelf up here, and that's going to be so great for my organizing my supplies. I've got my little tins with my buttons and sewing things and ribbons, and then I've got this little plastic thing under here that's got like my eyes, my felt stuff. I've got a couple of work in progresses on the shelf, and then also over here in this kind of void space that I've got my loom and some polyfill in, and then I got a couple of finished projects up there, and that unicorn lovey that I made. I think the top I'll just mostly use for display or like finished items that I'm not going to mess with a whole lot because it is, you know, a taller area. But I think the bottom two are going to be great for organizing things I'm working on. And I've actually got a little bit of space right there that I could put something into if I want to. And I've still got all of the room underneath of here because this is actually a lip where like it raises up and there's a second tier to the desk. So to show you kind of how deep it is, I can fit most of this thing back here. So it's actually got a pretty good amount of extra space that I'm not using yet. I think that that looks really good and much more functional. I'm holding you guys way up in the air because these things on the wall are actually tall. But yeah, and then I also cleaned up the desk area a little bit. And then under here I have a little set of plastic drawers, and I just have like things that are mostly not yarny related there. That's like paints, glues, I honestly don't even know off the top of my head. I see some chalk. It's just other craft related random things. And then this is mostly stuff that doesn't really fit in other places. I have a wreath form there because I was inspired by Llama Mama Kayla that I want to make a crochet wreath at some point. And I saw that one in clearance at Big Lots for the season change. And I was like, I'm getting this. I don't know what for yet, but I'm wanting to do something with this. So, yeah, that's just like little random stuff, but it's purposeful random stuff. It's all meant to be there. And then I got my area. Well, the whole thing's my area, but the area that I sit and record and I have my computer set up in, cleaned up too. And don't mind the blanket under my desk. That's where my little chihuahua lays, since I can't hold him all the time at my desk. And actually, I think you can see my little chunky kitty down there right now taking a nap in the other bed. I really need to get a third bed down there because there's the two dogs and the cat, and they fight over the space. But yeah, I didn't do a whole lot to this area other than just kind of clean it up a little bit because this is already kind of set up how I wanted it to be. But I have my little like garbage can, and I have like a little basket that I keep things in as I'm working. That's my little mushroom that I keep my my little scissors and my darning needles and all of that in. And then like some little pops and stuff, Sharpies. And then this is where I keep my safety eye stuff and then there's some right there. Those are little yarn scraps. These are Butt Stallion. Which is a video game, like awesome unicorn. But yeah, so this is what my area looks like. I haven't gotten to use these yet, but a while ago I ordered these and they say Nova Gnome Creations on them. I got a couple different kinds, just a few of each. But yeah, so I think that that looks a lot nicer, and hopefully you guys enjoyed coming along for this little random organizing and cleaning up. And now you got to see my space a little bit and see kind of where I do my crocheting and my filming. Anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day and that everybody is doing well. I will see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Bye, guys!